Alright, welcome back to Matt's Math and More. If you're watching this, you either Google decimals, because that's what I titled it, and that's what I'm putting it in my tags, or whatever you call it. It's also Lesson 2 in Math Expressions. It's Lesson 2-1. It's actually called, what is it called? It's got some weird name. It's called Decimals as Equal Divisions. Alright. Intro to decimals. Pretty easy stuff. I don't think you have any problem with this. It'll be a short video today. As easy as drinking a chocolate milk. Okay, here we go. Decimals. This is actually pretty easy. I think about it in terms of like a first name and a last name. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Anyway, there's a decimal point. So we're in the decimals unit. And speaking of unit, to the left of the decimal would be the unit, which is the ones. $1, $10, $1, 1 gallon, 1 quart, 1 pint, 1 ounce, 1 anything. And going to the right, this would be a tenth, and we can compare that tenths to a dime. 10 dimes makes a dollar. A dime is 1/10 of a dollar. The next to that is hundredths. Hundredths, and that's like a penny, because 100 pennies makes a dollar, so there are hundredths of a dollar. Next to that, I'm running out of room, but that would be thousandths. We don't have any money that means thousandths. It would be like if you took a penny and cut it up into 10 pieces, like 1/10 of a penny. There's nothing that goes thousandths, but that would be over here. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And let me just kind of rewrite that real quick here. So you can do this for your homework tonight. Anyway, I would just keep a little chart here. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. I'll just put it like this. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and over here is the unit. I'll call it the unit. Let me go up higher here. Get out of the way so you can see my messy desk. Anyway, so when we're converting a fraction into a decimal, remember fractions and decimals, they're related. They're pretty much the same thing. So easy one, like if you had 2/10, well, here's what I mean by saying the last name. You're looking for 2/10 as a fraction. How do you do as a decimal? Well, here's your decimal point. I have no units, and the 2 is in the tenths spot, so its last name is tenths. 2/10. So you would write 2/10 equals 2/10. 2's in the tenth spot. Well, let's get a little harder one. Let's make one a little bit trickier. How about 32 hundredths? 32 hundredths. Well, that's a fraction. To put it in a decimal, the last name, hundredths, that's where it gets its name from. 32, so you'd say the number 32. The 2 is in the hundredth spot, and there's no units. So this says 32 hundredths. There's its last name. And last, let's do one that's a little bit harder. How about this? If I did, let me erase these here. Here's a hard one. 2 1/1000ths. Alright, so we talked about last names. I want it to say 1/1000ths. So I want it to say 2 1/1000ths. So I put 2 right there. That's its last name. And I have nothing in the hundredth spot, nothing in the tenth spot, and nothing in the unit spot. So it would be 0.002. That's how you would write 2 1/1000ths, because its last name is thousandths. So pretty easy if you remember the last name concept. Whatever number you have, you would say it 2 1/1000ths, and then fill in the blanks. 2 1/1000ths. Yummy, 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 yummy. Milk, it does a body good.